Millions of college students across the country are unpacking their belongings this weekend, or perhaps some have even already settled into their dorm. And for some college girls this fall, the education will not stop in the classroom. Being away from home for the first time can be very exciting, but at times it can also be difficult, perhaps even a little scary, especially when social life comes into play. This scene from American Pie 2 is an example of a potential risky situation for a co-ed.
How about some more of Stiffmeister's collegiate concoction?
This thing is like half alcohol. You're just trying to get me drunk.
Mary, would I do that?
Dr. Jennifer Weider is the author of The Doctor's Complete College Girls Health Guide, and she is here to tell us about the health risk young women face on campus. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Campbell.
Okay, so that was Hollywood's version. It's a little ridiculous, but binge drinking, you say, is one of the biggest problems that a lot of women especially will face on college campuses. Tell us about it.
Well, absolutely. We shouldn't fool ourselves. Partying really goes hand in hand with college for a lot of women. And we're not talking about just having one drink, one wine spritzer. We're talking about binge drinking, where people are pounding 4 to 5 drinks at a time for the sole purpose of getting drunk. And the studies show us that women are actually keeping up with men. 40% of women, that's 2 in 5 college girls, are binge drinking every time they go out. And the problem with that is it has real health risks unique for women. One of those risks is unplanned and unprotected sex. Sexually transmitted diseases are up on college campuses: herpes, chlamydia, and even scarier than that is date rape. 1 in 4 women in college will be the victim of a completed or an attempted rape. And the numbers might be higher because some women don't report it. So that's really scary.
And one of the things I know you say is that a lot of women may not realize the effect it can have on their body. They don't know their limits. They don't understand it. So you need to be hyper aware of that, and then also reach out to resources on your college campus, right?
Absolutely. You need to know your limit. Women need to cut themselves off when they feel like they're drinking too much. If they're intoxicated and not making good decisions, that's a time to stop drinking. Have a buddy system. Grab a sorority sister, a teammate, a good friend to look out for you, and also get to know your campus resources. There are resources on campus. For a lot of parents, they come, as the designated driver. They'll pick a high school kid up and say, we'll pick you up, no questions asked. But they're not there, unfortunately, in college. So they can, look for safe rides or chaperones or different things on campus, like alternative modes of transport.
Drug abuse, you also say, is a problem. But you're not just talking here about recreational drugs. You're also talking about prescription drug abuse. One popular drug among young people is Adderall, which I think is normally prescribed for ADD, rather. But the claim that's sort of being touted on college campuses is that it can improve your grades and help you lose weight. Tell us about the dangers there.
It's true, Campbell. I think, when you think drugs, you don't think this way, but Adderall and Ritalin have hit college campuses in a big way. They're prescription drugs. As you mentioned, they're prescribed for attention deficit disorder, but kids in college are taking these. They think they're going to make them smarter. The problem is some girls are popping 4 or 5 drugs at a time just to stay awake, and they have real side effects. You can have a racing heart, anxiety, blurred vision, and if you overdose on these medications, you can have a heart attack or even death. So parents need to have this issue on their radar screen. If you have a younger sibling in the house that has attention deficit disorder, make sure to tell your daughter or your son not to take these with them in college, because they're up on campus. A lot of people are using them.
Eating disorders, finally, a big problem for women, especially in the college years. And it sounds so obvious, but 3 healthy meals a day still has to be the norm, even when you get into the college lifestyle, right?
It's true, absolutely. I think we pay a lot of attention into obesity in this country, but a big significant health risk in college is eating disorders. 1 in 10 women in college will suffer from an eating disorder. 10 million women in this country have eating disorders. And it sounds simple, but make time for those 3 meals. Mom and dad aren't there. You're fending for yourself.
Right.
Blend a smoothie on your way to school. How many times have you seen those women walk around with jumbo sodas or coffees and just chew gum and skip meals? Make the time. It definitely can help you give energy and get through the day.
Really important stuff to think about. Dr. Jennifer Weider, thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
And still ahead, customizing your wardrobe with the click of a mouse. The details coming up. But first, this is Today on NBC.